minute here. I've got a friend joining me to paint today. As soon as he comes in the room, we will rock. Let's see. Just need Mr. Coachable to show up. And we're going to paint together. Painting on a different canvas today. So that's quite interesting. We'll see what we can come up with and do. But just waiting on Coachable to pop in the room. Hey, there he is. Okay, I believe I sent you an invite.
Hello, good sir.
Yo, how goes it?
How we doing?
All right. Sorry about the mix-up
Nope,
earlier.
I do it all the time. That's why I always tell the other people to tell me what I'm doing because I don't have a clue about time zones. So no, that's just the way it goes.
Yeah, it's goofy because Arizona don't believe in daylight savings, so my time never changes. It's everybody else's around me changes.
Gotcha. No,
So what do you got?
I saw your Arizona painting,
Yeah.
and I don't know if you knew this or not, but I did a commission piece for somebody at school in the shape of Missouri. So we'll have to have a state night one night where we paint our states up.
Yeah, I've done 2 for Nebraska actually.
Cool.
Yeah. I will tell you, freehanding that was just a horrible idea. I went through so much tape.
Oh, I did contact paper, believe it or not, and actually cut out the state of Missouri pretty darn close on that dang contact paper.
Oh yeah. What do you got going on right now?
I am going to do my attempt at a Bram painting. We've got some crimson, some Indian yellow, some phthalo blue, some purple. Horizon line right about here. So we're going to have a sunsetty sky and some sunsetty water with some silhouetted trees and foliage in the foreground.
Okay. Well, I've got a purple canvas right now. I got a 1-inch tape border. I ran out of black, so I thought I'd use purple, and I'm going to go with kind of the same thing, sunset. But I figured the purple acrylic in the back will really add when I do like oranges and get into the blues. So
cool.
Yeah, see how it turns out.
Yeah, it looks neat. Let's do it.
So did you survive the 4th?
Yes, we had a really good time. This was as my kids are getting older, they're a lot more interested in the fireworks and things like that. So this was probably the most animated 4th we've had yet so far.
That's good. Yeah, I pretty much spent all day at the pool. Grilled out, and then watched the sunset from the pool, watched some fireworks, and then kind of call it a night from there.
There you go. Very cool. All right. White.
How long have you been painting?
Probably about 1 3/4 years now.
Okay.
I started in right around Thanksgiving about 1.5 years ago. So whatever that math works out to.
Gotcha.
But I decided I wanted to try the Bob Ross style for realsy, so I got all the stuff and absolutely fell in love with it. So here we are.
Heck yeah. I think I've been painting in acrylics well before I started doing this style, but I think mid 2020 is when I got like my first kit, and then I got real serious with it in the beginning of 2021.
Okay.
So a couple years.
Very cool. I love it. If I could do it every day, all day, that's all I would do.
Yeah, it gets expensive though. I've done it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've done. Man, I'm well over 350 paintings.
Nice. I just updated my website. I'm at about 240, right around 240.
Yeah, at 350, I just quit counting. I was like,
Yeah.
all right. So I was also doing like a bunch of small canvases, and I didn't even number those because they took me like 20 minutes.
Right. Yep. 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 Cool. I've just recently got a booth at one of our a local antique mall,
Oh heck yeah!
and I've been having a little bit of success. We went and restocked a couple. I paint on wood slabs sometimes, and I sold one of those, so I went and restocked a wood slab.
Heck yeah!
Hi, Brian.
Boy, you brightened that right up, didn't you? Whew.
Yeah, see, it doesn't take much with these white canvases at all.
Yeah.
I got to be careful.
Mm-hmm.
I am going to get a little green in my sky, and Mr. Bram says that's okay. So
There is a little green in the sunset.
that's right.
Some people can't see it. I see it. I don't see Bram painting as much anymore.
No, and
Classes?
I've heard he does a lot of classes. Yeah, so I think that's what's taking up most of his time.
Gotcha.
Because no, he hasn't posted a video in a long time. That's right, Brian. So there's always green in the sky. There's always, or you can find it.
Hey, John. How are you? Yeah, I think once I might end up leaving some of this purple. I might leave some oil real thin. Leave that purple. Kind of,
That looks cool. It's not something that you see every day, and I like it. It looks really neat.
yeah, kind of add in some color. Of course, I'm gonna go over everything with white, but for right now, I'm just putting the background in.
Right. Yeah, him and Steve are doing a lot of classes. That's what somebody else has mentioned that too. I say I do mostly. I love Bob Ross's. That's mostly what I do. There's a guy named Paul Ranson. I don't know if you're familiar with him. I do a lot of his videos. But after those two, Bram's probably my next favorite person to learn from.
Yeah, I enjoyed a bit when Bram was live. I kind of picked up some things that I hadn't quite picked up from other artists before. So that's always a plus.
Yeah.
Wait, is that my boyfriend from college?
What's your favorite thing to paint?
Favorite scene?
Yeah.
I just love what do you call it? It's just summertime. It's got all the basic elements. I don't know. I'm gonna have to show you. I can't explain it. But I painted on everything here. I got a saw blade close. Just a basic blue sky, mountains, couple sets of trees, water. Just a nice little summertime mountain scene.
Yep.
That is my happy place. When I struggle with a painting or have a bad day or something, I'll go do that painting, and it works.
Heck yeah.
What about you?
Um, Gosh, I would say like real tight sunsets. Where here, I'll kind of show you an example. I've done quite a few. Um, so
Hi, Miss Eve.
kind of like where everything just has the same harmony on a lake, you know.
Gotcha. That's
Uh,
awesome. That looks great.
like going darker and going, brighter in the middle and darker to the outside.
Yep.
I've done so many different variations of this painting right here. So
That's
my good
awesome. Looks great. Yep. Landscapes and beaches. I have been doing a lot more. I would not consider myself a portrait artist by any means, but I have been doing a lot more Star Wars characters lately and having a lot of fun doing that.
Yeah, I've seen one or two of yours.
Yeah. Kind of fun to mess around with every once in a while.
Yeah, I'm a horrible portrait artist. I've tried several portraits, and no, I'm not. I need to stick to landscapes.
Right. That's people that do it they just make it look so easy and it's amazing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they got a little extra something I just don't have.
Yep. You like that, Miss Eve? Little spinny with the brush. That's a technical maneuver. Very, very technical around here.
All right, let's get that in a little bit of weight. Which painting do you think is the one that's like the most overdone? You just see artists do it all the time.
Oh, that's a good question. I don't know. I've never thought about that. Um, I guess I don't pay that close of attention. I don't know. I don't have an answer for that.
For me, it's the rolling wave, that crashing one big rolling wave with the sunset and the island.
Funny you should mention that. I was just researching seascapes today, and yes, that is like the one seascape that you will find tutorials and videos on is the one crashing wave.
Yep. To me, it's just far overdone, so I hate to do it. I don't like to add it into my. I've done it a few times, but
Right.
it's not my bag.
I've not done a whole lot of seascapes. I've done a black canvas one where you just cover the whole canvas in blue and paint with the white, and it was pretty, a little night seascape, but it was the same idea, the one crashing wave.
Yep.
I'm gonna get a different brush for the lighter colors because that just seems like the right thing to do. Miss Eve, you doing your Facebook Live now?
What's that?
I saw Miss Eve is on here. I didn't know if she was doing her Facebook painting tonight.
Ah, gotcha.
No, and I'm not too embarrassed to say the biggest place that I struggle with. Hello, happy 4th to you. The biggest part I struggle with is the creativity side. Like I have trouble sitting down and saying, here's what I want my scene to be. That's why I really, really enjoy doing my version of a Bob Ross or a Paul Ranson or a Bram or whatever, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, I never try to plan. I just make it up as I go along. I've just done so many, like things just come natural. But yeah, if I try, my deal is if I try to do someone else's, I find that that's where I become more critical of myself because it doesn't match or, you know.
Gotcha.
So.
Gotcha.
I think I got my sky set in. Boy, that turned out pretty bright.
Pretty close. I want to get a little bit brighter right in the middle of my crimson. And of course, I left the blue on that fan brush, so we're going to go ahead and take some dark blue right into there as well. Ah. Yeah, good composition, Dream World. I agree. And that's what I've been working at to try to come up with my own stuff. But it's anyway. That's my biggest challenge right now. So I really enjoy taking a look at Bram, saying, okay, I want to do that sky. Let's go do that sky, and then going from there.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, when I first started, I was copying and I became too critical of myself. So then I just learned to go with the flow each painting. And I don't know. Things work out better for me.
No, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense.
I do like working with black canvases or dark canvases a lot. I really feel like you get a lot more out of a dark canvas. That's for sure.
Yeah. I've been enjoying doing acrylic underpaintings a lot more lately. Paul Ranson does a lot of acrylic underpaintings. Been following a lot of his stuff, or using a lot of his stuff.
Right.
I just recently did my first scene where I took the picture and I wanted to try to recreate the scene of a botanical garden me and my daughter went to, and it turned out pretty good. I was pretty happy with it.
Yeah, actually, I'd seen that. You did pretty well, yeah.
Thank you. We're a little brighter. Thank you, Ms. Eve. Yeah, you need to get you some liquid clear. It's fun stuff.
Yes, we're having a big old cloud live right here. We're just going with it. What the heck?
I'm going to put some stars in my darkest areas, I think, just for fun. Because getting paint all over my hands sounds fun. I've seen lots of techniques. I've tried the one where you take your knife and your fan brush and you flick it on there like that, and I've had a little bit of success, but I'm just going to take the old toothbrush and just flick it on there and get liquid white everywhere.
Yeah, I've redecorated a living room once or twice trying to get stars.
Yep.
Flicking.
Little practice. Yeah, that looks pretty close. Just don't want the big globs. Ah, perfect. Perfect. Do a little down here. Wow, that worked really, really good. You all can't see it, of course. But they're on there. I promise. They're on there. Yep, old toothbrush. And I just flicked it with my thumb, and I'm pretty happy with those results. So just got to remember not to use that toothbrush to clean my teeth.
They'll be white. They'll be awfully white.
There you go. But yeah, your Arizona picture turned out really, really, really cool. That looked really good.
Thank you. And the one thing that annoyed me was I was doing it on a table and I was sitting down, and I left like I was off center. The state was dropped down too far, so I had this white void I wasn't sure what to do with. But then I decided to add a bunch of bats, and that ate it right up.
Yeah, and the cactus outside the scene, that was pretty cool. That turned out really well.
Yeah, I kind of intended for that to happen.
Right.
I was leaving enough space for that, but let's bring it a little bit.
All right. I need.
How are you, bud? Long time no see. There's another fellow wet on wet artist right there.
Cool. Hello, hello. Joshua?
Yep.
Let me see if I follow Joshua. I do not. I'm following you now, Mr. Joshua. Oh, I was number 9,999. Or no, that's how many you're following. Sorry. I thought I was special. Okay, I need reflections, but I'm going to need white to be able to pull those reflections down. So we got to get creative here.
Okay. This is going to be my water, my land. We need background. Ooh, yeah, that we do. We need some background going on here. You know, one thing I tend to realize when I make up paintings, I have to make sure I do every step and don't skip ahead. Like, I was just about ready to put land in and not cut in a horizon.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes it's helpful to watch other people step by step so that you don't forget a step.
That is one of my big things is order of operations. I'm that same way because if I don't, I'll forget it and I'll look at it and I'll notice it when I'm done with the painting. Like, damn it.
Yep.
All right, let's see what that does.
Let's just. Ooh. Oh, I forgot black canvas. Is
More
Shoot. That one dries. I'm gonna boop in a little sun there, but I don't.
That was a fun sound. What was that?
That was a notification.
Oh.
I forget to turn other socials off.
What was that? Why can't they put that on the puzzle piece?
Let's grab blue. Alizarin, black. Mix that up. More blue. And a little more alizarin. What's your favorite brush?
Ooh, great question.
Oh, I got a bunch of questions, bro.
I'd have to say 1 inch. I use the 1 inch 90% of the time.
Yeah. I would say that for me, either a 1 inch or the fan brush.
Yeah. Now, my favorite tool, I might argue, is the paint racer. I don't know if you got one of these, but I make enough mistakes that my paint racer just slurps that paint right off of there and lets me go on about my business.
No, I do not have one of those. I might have to look into one of those.
They're fun. I say when I do my Star Wars faces, or sometimes if I want to draw out something first to see what it looks like, it just slurps that paint right off of there. Hi, Papa.
Hey, thank you. Hi there. Hey, Papa. Yeah, once I've kind of learned how to use, I used to not really, I would only use the 1 inch for blending. But once I learned how to utilize it for other items, it became one of my favorite brushes.
Yeah. I probably would say I use it mostly just because I'm scared of the 2 inch brush.
I use a 2.5 inch brush.
Nice.
Yeah. No, the 2 inch brush isn't bad.
What size knife do you use? I've just recently acquired the bigger size knife.
I use actually 2 or 3 different sizes. It depends on what mood I'm in. I'll either use the kind of like the hooked kind, or I'll use the original wide blade.
Gotcha.
The smaller straight blade, it's just too firm for me. So I need that hooked.
Gotcha. That makes sense. Hi, Stitch Woman. How are you?
Yes. Fun little lake scene today, I guess.
Mr. MC up in here? Now it's a party.
Well, everybody would be here. It's a good little Friday night gathering, huh?
Absolutely. And we didn't have I didn't have volleyball practice tonight. Our gym floors are getting redone at my school, so I got to cancel practice. So I've just been a lazy bum today, 100%.
Every once in a while, that's okay.
Oh, I take it to the extreme. Went to IHOP and got a Colorado omelet and pancakes and stuffed myself to where I could barely walk, and then just planted myself on the couch.
Well, this is going to be the most work I've done today. So, just to let you know there. I'm going to talk about being lazy. Phew. But my job's kind of demanding, and so the fact that I actually have today off, let alone yesterday off, I'm taking it.
Heck yeah.
It's okay to be lazy.
Thank you, Eve. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with how them colors turned out too. So now for me, I'm going to work on, there's going to be some land that's going to come in over here. There'll be some land down here with some big silhouetted trees in the foreground. We'll see how that turns out. Mr. MC, are you feeling better today, sir? Hope everybody had a happy 4th.
Yo. All right, let's put just a touch of highlights here.
Not that I know what I'm doing, but I have been using this brush a lot more, the half size round, and I really enjoy using it. It's fun.
Yeah. That's I use that as a blending brush sometimes too. It's a good brush.
That's a good idea because I've got the club. I've got the bigger one that I don't ever use it for anything. I could use that as a blender. That's a really good idea.
Yeah, the bristles are just right for me for blending.
Or to knock people out, I suppose. All right, so we're going to do some underbushes and we'll come back and put some distant trees on them. So I just need a little triangle looking thing for now. Nice, Mr. Pawpaw. I'm getting ready to do a smaller sized clock for my booth. You have inspired me to continue on with the clock making, sir. Mr. Pawpaw. But I got a couple of these at Michael's, so I'm going to do a couple smaller clocks. And you ever done one of these, Mr. Pawpaw? It's pretty thin, but I'm assuming it'll work all right. We'll see. I'm going to fire one of them up here pretty quick.
You know, I did paint a clock, and when I moved, I left it hanging on the wall of my old place. I forgot it. It was the only one of the last few things I had to pack, and I forgot it.
Oh, no.
Yeah. One of those oops moments.
All right, let's go. Let's go right about here, and let's go right about here. Those are the ones you do. Nice.
Right. What I'm going to do here. I don't want to eat up too much that cloud. I like this cloudy sky. Probably going to talk to myself a little bit, by the way. I tend to do that.
Oh, that's all right. Yes, Mr. Pawpaw, thank you. I learned that one the hard way on the one clock that I did. I learned that the hard way. Oh, let's bring that out and up a little bit more just because we can.
Have you ever done like a limited palette where you only use the primary colors in black and white?
Probably the favorite painting after the pulse painting I've done. My favorite painting I've done. I got to show you. I'm all about show and tell. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
That's probably my favorite painting I did, minus the Legos that are sitting in front of it. But I did a mountain mix only in white, big canvas, 24 by 36. I think that's probably the favorite painting I've done so far. So yes, I love doing those.
I try to just do like a lot of my paintings. I just try to use yellow, red, blue, black, and white to get to know like the color theory a little bit more, get an understanding of values a little bit better.
Yes, it really taught me a lot about shading and shadowing and all that good stuff.
Right.
Yeah, and it's fun. It's a good challenge.
Yeah, the first time I tried it, man, I did nothing but make a mess. Truthfully, but then once I got it down, it was something that became easier for me, you know.
Yeah. Well, like you said, always learning. I said it teaches you a lot of stuff doing one of those. If you want to get it to look right.
Yep. There we go. Like that. Turned out a bit better. By the way, if anybody has any questions for me, just go ahead and ask them. Since we're just chatting, I'll make a point to look over the screen a little bit more. When I go live, I tend to not do that.
I've gotten better at it. Say when I first started out, people thought I was an ass just ignoring them, and I just didn't realize I needed to engage a little bit more.
Right.
So I've gotten a little bit better about. Plus, that dang puzzle piece now has me so nervous that I'm always looking over for that thing.
I know. I freaking I understand. In a way, I understand why they did it, but also it's annoying.
Right.
It's very annoying.
But the teacher in me says, well, that's just all the good kids getting punished for the bad kids' behavior. That's
Right?
what we teachers do.
I went to school to be a teacher. Drama speech education. With a minor,
Nice.
yeah, and a minor in communications. But I was almost finished, but then I don't know, I was doing my student teaching. I was in year 2, and one day I was just like, dude, I don't want to deal with these bastards.
I've been doing it for 20 years. I'm starting to see light at the end of the tunnel. I'm not quite at the point where I can start going to like retirement meetings and things like that, but I'm getting awfully dang close.
Hey, that's good. Oh, kind of stumped where I want placement. Think about this.
Yeah, Papa, that'd be fun. My mom was an art teacher for 40 years.
Back in 2020 and 2021, I was teaching at those little like paint and sip courses, you know?
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun doing that. That also kind of taught me a lot about being able to teach art and teach people. And then I did oil classes. And yeah, that went well.
Cool.
I had a few life events happen and had like 2 knee surgeries where I was in bed rest for months. And then I moved to Arizona. So I'm kind of right now just painting for myself.
Gotcha. That's the other problem that I'm running into is I've got to start learning to quit being so damn attached to my paintings.
Yeah.
Which getting that booth has definitely helped me. As I said, I'm having a lot better success than I thought I would in the first few weeks, and so that's kind of helping get rid of some stuff and teaching me to let go of some things.
Yeah. There's a few that I won't sell, but definitely my first one, no one would want to buy it anyway. It's
Right.
horrible. But that's the one I always make sure, like, no, that just hangs around and it's something for me to look at and go, look how far you came, bud.
Yep.
You know?
That's exactly what I did. And on my 1 year anniversary, I painted the same scene just with my better set of skills, and I got the two of them sitting next to each other.
I've actually done that. I've replicated painting from my first year, and then I did it again, and then I repainted it, and then I repainted that one for my third year. So I have one where it's all 3 years of me getting better.
Very cool. Yeah, it's neat to see them side by side.
Yeah.
Put a little water line in there, and then we'll bring some land out past it as well, I think.
Scraping some blue together. I think I'm going to start making some closer trees. So I'm adding blue, green, and black together. Maybe a little alizarin.
That's cool that we're both doing sunset scenes. That's awesome.
Yeah. I literally had no idea what I was going to paint.
No, that's awesome, Papa. You're going to flea market next month. That's very cool. Get you a booth. Very nice. Yeah, I definitely want to get one of them clocks in my booth, Mr. Papa. I think that it will not stick around very long. So again, I thank you for everything you do and all the inspiration that you give on here, because I wouldn't have even thought to attempt a clock without watching you do it.
So do you mainly use Bob Ross like paints and everything, or do you use other
I have started leaning towards it a lot more lately. As I'm finding that and maybe it's just because I want it to, but like the black and the white really, really are nice and dry and thick. I use every once in a while I'll use the Winsor Newtons and the 1980s.
Yep.
But I've really been leaning a lot more towards the Bob Ross blacks and whites anyway, just because for me that black is the stickiest black that I've found, and I really, really enjoy working with it.
Right. So me, I was using Bob's stuff for quite a while, and then I went to Gamblin 1980, and now I'm using Alexander Art.
Nice.
Yeah. I will say that Gamblin is fairly close to the thickness that we need. Their black is really greasy.
Gotcha.
I find Winsor Newton to be not for me. It's just far too oily.
Yeah.
Too thick.
Yep. Yeah. And now I do like whenever I go to Hobby Lobby or Michael's and they're selling all of their off-brand stuff for $1, I pick those up all the time. I don't even know what kind this is. Master's Touch.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, when I can get a tube of that for $1, I'll do a freaking Jawa face with that or something and be perfectly happy.
What's one painting you've yet to do, but you want to?
Ooh, that's a good question. What have I always wanted to do? I say I've just recently started doing pictures. Like I've had lots of people send me a picture from school and whatnot and say, "Can you paint me this?" And I never wanted to attempt it, and I have started attempting that. Um, yeah, I would say probably something like that. I had a friend from school send me a real pretty scene from Italy, and I'd really like to be able to paint that, but it's just way, way above my skill set at the moment.
I'm glad you said that. So far. So far.
So far, I'm gonna keep at it, and I'm not gonna not try. Like I said, I just started doing pictures and having a little bit of success. So I'm definitely gonna keep messing around with that.
For me, and I'll get around to it one day. You know that? Oh, it's like you have a ocean scene and then the beach coming, and you have like the sand weeds coming. It's like a trail to the beach. Kind of hard to explain, but there's a painting I see a lot of other artists do, wet on wet, also, and I would love to try it. I just haven't yet. Just I don't know. It's got to be one of those paintings where since I'm doing it for the first time, I've got to like focus and pay attention, and it wouldn't be something I'd do on live. I'd probably do a run,
Right.
one run by itself first, I think.
Yeah, I know what you mean there. Definitely understand that.
Oh, but 40 minutes, huh? We better speed up if we've been at this for 40 minutes.
I know we've been chatting. We've been chatting a lot.
Yeah, usually a canvas this size, I can easily have it finished in 40 minutes. I'm fairly a speedy painter, but
Gotcha.
if we're having fun chatting, I'm slowing down.
Yep. I've gotten pretty good at stalling.
Yep, I feel you there.
Let's do another.
I will say once I got into the more of the community side of TikTok with artists, and at first I kind of came in thinking everybody was my competition, um, but once I kind of dropped that personal idealism or whatever and got into the community and hanging, I will say I'm having a more enjoyable time
Right.
than when I first started.
There's a lot of amazing people doing a lot of amazing stuff. That's for sure.
Yeah. And one thing I've noticed, most of the wet on wet artists here, particularly, I'm not leaving out other artists, but most of the wet on wet artists here are really good, and I think good for the community and that idea. There's a handful out there that I think they're doing things for the wrong reason, but that's just my little insight.
Right.
There was one particular artist about blocking after we befriended each other, blah blah blah, and then he literally ripped off one of my paintings and didn't give me credit.
Oh no.
I literally watched him paint my painting. I'm done, dude. Like, bro, you got to give people credit when you
Right.
copy your art. And now he wanted everyone to think he came up by himself, and well,
That's
fine.
not cool.
Yeah.
That's not cool at all.
No. And definitely, that's about the only bad experience I've had so far. But if that's it, then shoot, I'm doing pretty good.
Right. Yep. Hi, Mom. I see Mom on there.
Hi, Mom.
Hello.
All right, I'm just loading my palette up off to the side here. I ran out of paint. I thought I put enough out. There we go.
Everybody make it to the house there safe and sound, Ma? My brother's coming into town from Florida with his family.
Oh, heck yeah.
We haven't seen them for a while, so it'll be nice to see them.
I'll say one thing that I have also learned that has been kind of helpful for me is I've been avoiding. Well, I get enough brushes where I have like one for light and one for dark view.
Yes.
I have so far. I've yet to clean any brushes. I haven't used any paint thinner. I'm not using any liquid clear. This is just paint on paint on paint. I've kind of gotten a little more conscious about that. I've used a little magic white for the water lines and maybe thin my paint down every once in a while, but mainly it's just me painting away.
Yep.
I find it's a little more tolerable, and my apartment doesn't, because living in Arizona, it's not like I can open a window. It's too freaking hot.
Having the light in the dark, that's the way to go. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Save you a lot of time cleaning in between sets.
Right. Yeah, I just try to avoid using a lot of chemicals now. Because I've done so many paintings, I could smell paint thinner from a mile away.
You say that as I'm opening up my jar of liquid black. I'm going to cheat. I'm going to put my big trees with liquid black just because it's a lot easier to do. So I am chemicaling it up.
You know, I have a Magic Black, um, Alexander's original recipe, and I've yet to open it and try it. I have to kind of watch a few more um, tutorials on how people use the Magic Black, because to me
Right.
it's confusing how you get.
I've used it. I've used the liquid black on 2 Bob Ross Seascapes. That's the only time I've used it, other than for tree branches. It works really good for me doing tree branches. But I've actually used it on 2 seascapes where I did the sea. The beach was more of a black silhouette than it was beach, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
This stuff is just as messy as liquid white. All right, big tree, big tree, big tree, big tree. Oh, we need more. So maybe I'll put the tree in with regular black and just the branches, because we're going to take about 10 minutes to put the... Let's try that trick. We got plenty of black here. Go right about here.
I dig it. It's coming along pretty well here. That's where I'm going with it.
Nice. We'll go a little bit fatter than that, I think. Do you use an actual palette?
Yes. This guy.
There you go. Very nice.
Yeah, I actually, so my first palette, I'll show it to you. I cut it out myself with some plastic,
Nice.
and this little thing right here has done hundreds of paintings. um,
Thank you. Thank you. That's cool.
when I first started, my studio was really cramped, so that big Bob Ross palette just took up too much space.
Right.
So I cut and made my own.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
I've been using the paper palettes a lot more lately. I don't know if you ever use those or not.
No.
I usually use cardboard, but at least the paper palettes are like wax paper, so they at least keep the paint nice and juicy.
Right.
But I've not graduated up to a legitimate palette yet. I've got a couple, but I don't. I choose not to use them.
Mm. Had a happy little accident here. I'm going to figure out how to work my way around.
Ruh-roh.
Yep. That's okay. I got this.
Thank you, everybody, for all the kind words. Thank you, Miss Eve. Thank you, Mr. Bryant.
Yeah, thank you, guys. Sorry. I, again, am not paying attention. I'm glad Coachable is. He's paying attention for me.
I've gotten better. Like I said, I used to be terrible, terrible, terrible at it, and I've gotten better.
Put my damn palette down. There we go.
Thank you, MC. Hope you get feeling better, bud.
Okay, nobody tell anybody I made a mistake, all right?
Nobody
Sorry.
will know. Nobody will know.
Our little secret. It's me, you, and the whole internet. Okay.
There you go. Cut that part out of the video. All right. Bram trees are little short, stocky sticks. Let's see, I don't have to do it exactly the same, but I like to stay at least close to the way he was doing it. And not all twigs go out to the side. Just most of them.
Oh. I need a big brush to do this. Okay. Pull some paint down. So, what's one painter you could actually, or you wish you could actually paint with in person?
Ooh, that's a good question. Other than the master Bob Ross, or I mean that would be my first choice. I would love to be able to do one of his paintings, have him sit there and say, nope, 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 that's not what I said, nope. But other than that, probably the two other fellers that I mentioned there, the Paul Ranson, who I believe is in the UK, or Bram, and I know Bram's actually is he teaching Tennessee?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
That one might not be too far fetched out of the cards if I really wanted to get serious about it.
Yeah.
But probably those two, Bram and Paul Ranson, other than Bob. Oh yeah, Nick Hankins. That's another good one. How about you?
I would actually. We never got the chance to when I lived in the Midwest, but I'd love to like paint with Fizz.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be cool.
He I don't know. When he first started, I taught him tips. Now he's got to where I would love to get some tips from him.
Right?
His mountains are just phenomenal. Let's see.
I almost got a chance to meet him. Almost.
Oh yeah.
I took my fam up to for a little vacation up where he lives, and we tried to get it to where we were gonna meet up, and it just wasn't in the cards and didn't work out. And that's all right. I got close anyway.
Yeah. 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 When me and him first painted together, that was his weak spot was the mountains. I don't know how to explain it. He wasn't dragging properly, so like I taught him that, and he just tore off, man. Now he's outdoing me with mountains.
Yeah, he's fun to watch.
Yeah, he's such a humble guy too. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And we both have similar thoughts on a few idea. How do I put this? Our feelings are the same about a certain painter that I don't like, so we became friends no matter what.
Gotcha.
But
That's my problem. There's so many people on painting right now. It's hard for me to make rounds and see everybody.
yeah, I think one day I counted I had like 12 wet on wet artists that were all painting at the same time.
Yeah, I would believe it.
I was just flipping through.
I would believe it.
I had to look over to see what your progress was.
I've slowed way down now that I'm doing that I'm doing tree limbs now. And I said, to be honest, after this, it could be about all I have left. I could if we have time, or even later on, I'm going to put some very light red tops to these bushes here that would probably be getting a little bit of reflection from that sunlight. But other than that, I'm just going to silhouette 2 trees here and a big one over here on this side.
Okay. Yeah, I'm putting in a little highlight back here. I think I'm gonna throw in one more layer here to the front, and then I'm almost done myself.
Cool.
Painting along about the same speed, I think.
Yeah.
I just got to plan my next step.
Now I'm singing Phenomenon in my head. Hi, Lindy.
Little highlight here on this tree. Not very much. I kind of want it silhouetted, but just put a little bit on the side as we go down. Ain't gonna hurt none.
Whoops. What'd I push? Thank you, Brian. I don't want to speculate, Mr. Brian, but I think that might be who they're talking about, but I don't want to speculate.
Oh yeah, and I'm not gonna name drop.
Nope. So I'm just gonna keep on painting and hope it's not me that you're talking about.
Yeah.
But no, I've learned so much from everybody on here. Like I said, I feel bad when I don't make the rounds and get to see everybody, but there's so many people, and during the school year, I struggle to stay awake when I get home. So I'm grateful for everybody being on here, and I feel bad I don't get to watch them all anymore.
Right. What really killed me was the 2-hour time difference. You know, a lot of people are painting when I'm still at work.
Right.
So that's frustrating. Because yeah, I can't. I get the notification, but that's all I get to do.
It's me, Miss Eve. It's me. Yeah, I agree, Papa. There are lots of amazing people. Makes it fun to be a part of the community.
By the way, I got to do the puzzle piece. Hang on.
There you go. The puzzle piece attacks.
There we go. The one thing I have enjoyed with the 1-inch brush is learning how to do like weeds and grass and stuff. It gives just, I don't know, that stringy type feel of a weed that I'm looking for.
The highlighting part, yep.
Yeah, highlight and dark.
Yep.
Sometimes I will just use the 1-inch brush for the dark part and come in with fan brush for a highlight. Woo. It's a good combination.
Absolutely.
All right. What do you say we punch in one more big old tree, do it highlighted, and then we call this painting.
There you go. Yeah, exactly, Miss Eve. I was stressing out over the puzzle piece for Mick. I've missed it one time and kicked everybody out of my painting, and ever since then I've had an evil spot for that damn puzzle piece.
You know what? I think I'm going to change my mind. I've been known to do that from time to time.
You've got your painting license, Bob says, the minute you picked up that brush.
Yep. I think make this a little bank, little fishing area for somebody.
Nice.
Put a little post here, I think, with barbed wire. Yep, that's what we're gonna do.
Structures. I've been working on structures, barns and fences and bridges and stuff like that. I haven't painted a lot of that stuff, and I've been trying to a little bit more lately.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't do a lot of barns. It's kind of another thing where people, when I was first starting in particular, it was people always wanted a barn and they always wanted this, and I'm just like, I'm not always fond of having a barn in this painting,
Right. Right.
A lot of places where there ain't a barn or a cabin.
And not all mountains have snow.
Right. There's that too, yeah. Get some nice bright green grass right up front here. Ooh. Ooh. That's really bright. Let's tap that and dull that down a bit. More into the green.
Thanks for hanging out, everybody. Thank you, Miss Eve. Yeah, I got to finish that saw. I never finished it. I set it off to the side, and something else came up.
Yeah, I've done a few saw blades. I enjoyed doing them.
Yeah, I have too, and that's I think that's something that'll go really good in my booth. People are kind of into the awkward and obscure stuff, it seems so far. So I want to get. I've done both hand saws and circular saws, so we can get one of each up there.
Nice.
It's definitely a different feel than a canvas, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm. Little brown here. Losing crimson and sap green together with a little blue, and you got a nice brown.
There you go.
Let's make this a full broken post.
All right. Those trees kind of treed okay. I'm all right with that. Let's do one on the other bank and go from there. I love it when my trees tree.
Yeah. Yeah, Christmas brown. Yep. I knew there was a term for it. I could not remember what they
Yep.
called this brown.
All right, let's make him a little crooked, and we're going to take him all the way off the canvas, if that's legal. We're going to make it legal. That's okay.
Get that down. Well, yeah, I do my highlights on these posts, run a little bit of broken wire on there, and I'll be ready to pull my border.
Very nice.
Yeah. Let's see. This will be interesting to try to do when I ran out of titanium white, and I really don't want to open a brand new tube. So, figure out how to highlight.
Alyssa, you crafting? That's cool.
Use magic white. How about that?
Yeah. Now, I've got a silly question,
Yeah.
so don't judge me. Magic White is Bill Alexander, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Liquid white is Bob's. Yeah.
Is there a different? Have you tried both? And is there a difference?
Yes. There's huge difference. I've been using the older stuff from like the 80s. So one, there's a big difference with the odor. The consistency Now I've ordered new Alexander art, and they're putting science into their stuff. In fact, let me show you. Okay, your liquid clear looks like a yellow, right?
Kind of, yeah. A little oily.
This is their liquid clear. It's
Wow.
clear.
That's not even. Yeah, that's not even close. Here, take a look. That's not even close. Mine's like a cup of pee.
A dehydrated cup.
Yes, yes.
So they like sent to the lab and scientifically broke down and got rid of a lot of the things that the odors that were from the original recipe, and they got the color out. And but their new magic white is a newer recipe, and it's non-toxic. But kind of they're pretty much the same, really.
That's
You know?
cool. Yeah, I figured they've got to be pretty close. Price pretty comparable.
Alexander is a little more pricey.
Okay.
Just because they put so much scientific work into the newer stuff.
Gotcha.
But if you find stuff online, eBay or whatever, and it's sometimes cheaper because people really don't know
What they got, right?
what they have exactly.
Good night, Pop Pop. Hi, son.
I did.
You gonna do a Lego set? Right on.
I heard that Lego bag shaking.
Yeah, yeah. We have been revamping all of our Lego sets, and he is. I think he's getting ready to do an Iron Man set right now. Actually,
Yeah.
Miss Eve says hi, Eric.
Hello.
Okay. I will say, by the way, I don't know if you use script liners very often, the script liner brush, but hands down, Alexander Art beats any script liner I've ever owned.
Okay, I will take you up on that challenge because I struggle with script liners, and I would say the same thing about my Bram one. So I'm always looking for a good script liner. I will absolutely get an Alexander one.
Yeah. This is made of badger hair,
Nice.
but look like the length of it. I don't know. It's very hard for you to see, but it's more
Put your hand behind
brush.
it.
Yeah, it's more brush here than like the sable.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Julio, I will absolutely get one because me and script liners don't get along very well.
No, and I will tell you, even and Bob's company did the same thing, where over the years they changed to different hairs and different styles, but the badger hair one beats any other company. I used to hate script liners because I didn't like them, I would not use them until I found the correct one.
The Bob Ross script liner I can't use. I don't use it as a script liner anyway. I use it as a blender for small things, but I don't ever use it as what it's intended for.
Yeah, I don't think it's their best brush.
No, not at all. I'm actually not, Miss Eve. I'm not using the Bram brush on my Bram painting. That's kind of oxymoronic. I've got my set in stone twig and leaf brush liner. The only one I dip into the liquid black, because that stuff's messy and nasty and will be in my fingernails for 3 days.
All right. Little wire here.
What do you think, Eric? How's it looking?
Good.
Do you approve?
Yeah.
You want to buy it?
Nope.
$4,327.
Yeah.
That's cheap.
But today I'll give you half off.
Oh.
That's a family and friend rate, right?
Family and friend rate, absolutely.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna fiddle with my barbed wire later. My background's too muddy. I'm catching and pulling, so I'm gonna just blend some of the stakes out, and then I'm gonna pull this tape, and I think I'll call it a painting.
Cool. I'm pretty close as well. So I'm about done with this tree. I want to try to maybe tap a little bit of red on the tops of my bushes just to see what that looks like.
Okay.
Because I could sit here and paint tree limbs for the next 3 days.
Right. Let's put some water movements here. And right up there. Let's put some water movements right there in the center. Sparklers. There we go.
You want to try this one, Miss Eve? Yeah, I'm actually pretty happy with how and I didn't get, there's a little band of green, but it really almost looks like a light blue. I didn't get a whole lot of green in my sky like I was thinking I might. I'm pretty happy with how that sky turned out.
Of course, I didn't leave myself a buddy tab. Dummy. Oh, come on. There we go. Okay. Ugh. Come on, tape. There we go.
You pulling tape? Nice. I need to start doing that just for the satisfaction of pulling it off.
Yeah. Always leave yourself a buddy tab, though.
No.
That way, peeling it off is easier. Because last night I forgot to leave myself buddy tabs, and now it's a nightmare to pull this off.
Gotcha.
There we go.
Okay. Yeah, I got to start doing that just for the satisfaction of pulling it off. See, when I did that state of Missouri one, I was pretty happy that number one, I was able to cut that out of the contact paper and that it actually kind of worked.
I need to grab a knife. And I'll give everyone kind of a front and center view of this as soon as I clear all the tape off.
That's pretty cool. We both decided to do sunset scenes. That's awesome.
Yeah,
Almost like it was planned.
but it totally wasn't.
No, it wasn't. It really wasn't.
Nothing was planned. In fact, I planned on the wrong time.
Well, if you don't mind, if we do this again, I think that'd be cool. If you want to do another state one, I'd love to do another one of them Missouri ones.
Sure. Yeah, I wouldn't mind doing it again. Let's give everyone a good view here. Get centered. There we go. Kind of an almighty sunset scene there.
Very nice. Do you name your paintings?
Absolutely not.
I don't either. I have trouble enough time painting the damn things, let alone coming up with a name for them.
Yeah, when I was in a gallery, they wanted names. So I had a friend. I gave him a 6-pack of beer and said, here are pictures of all of them. In 24 hours, I need at least 2 names for each one.
That's awesome.
He gave me all the names. Because he actually names his paintings, and I don't. So.
Hello, Clarice. I name them every once in a while if there's just an obvious name.
Yeah.
But yeah, most of the time I'm lucky if I remember what number I'm painting.
Sorry, I stepped over to wash my hands here. I'm a freaking messy painter. No matter what I do, I always get paint on me somewhere. Let me.
That looks awesome.
Darker color here.
You say you're tinkering for a little bit?
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to try a little bit of Indian yellow and red just for maybe some highlights of just the tops of the bushes here, and then I'll be done as well. I'm going to use MC's oval brush.
I'm also going to kind of clean my palette with all my extra paint, my dark paint. And use that dark paint just to fiddle here. I think I'm a little too bright in some areas, so I'm just punching in.
Gotcha. Hello, Miss Clarice.
Hello, Clarice.
Hello, Clarice. I can't say it. I'm not a Anthony Hopkins impersonator, I suppose. All right. Good to see you, Miss Eve. We'll see you later.
Bam.
Wait, Miss Eve, is Quad Squad this weekend? Are you still here? Do I need to get my crap together for that? We might have Quad Squad this weekend. We're doing Never Ending Story.
Oh, yeah.
I'm pretty excited about that. Next Saturday. Not this Saturday, next Saturday. Okay, so not tomorrow. Okay. I was just testing you. I knew that. I was just making sure you knew that. Not tomorrow. Wonderful. Thank you, thank you.
There we go.
All right, we're gonna do a little bit of Indian Yellow and a little bit of Lizard and Crimson, just to see what happens. Triple Treat Monday, yes. Wildflowers, Julio. That seems awfully bright. Awfully bright. Let's just try it just to see what happens. I still can't decide what I'm doing yet, Miss Clarice. There's too many fantastic options from that movie. I've got it narrowed down. I'm either gonna try and do the turtle scene, a rock guy, scary dog with the green eyes, after the nothing explodes everything, do a space scene with the thing out there, or your Falcor Star Wars style. But how do you pick from all those freaking amazingness? What a great movie.
You know, when I was a kid, I did not like that movie.
I was terrified of the dog. I know that.
And there was just too much happened. You didn't know, you were either in fear, you were sad, you were scared, you were, I don't know. It was just, wasn't my cup of tea for me, but.
Gotcha. I just watched it recently again, and you do pick up a lot different messages as an adult than when you were a kid. Like the scary dog, actually, his message is rings true. All right, this isn't showing up at all, so I need to thin it down. But that's probably the same for most movies that I watched as a child.
You're right.
Yeah, the dog was terrifying. Absolutely, with them green eyes. Ooh.
Mm-hmm. Yep. All that yellow is now going to become green.
That's better. That's better. 'Cause I don't want this to be overpowering. I just want it to be very, very light reflection of the sunset. Darker, 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 darker. Darker, 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 darker. It kind of did what I wanted it to. I'm not completely disappointed about that.
I find myself hearing myself say that a lot. Lighter, darker.
Bill would be fun to paint with. From your question earlier, I would love to have him teach me a personal lesson.
Mm-hmm.
A little more oompa right there.
Yep.
That'd be pretty fun.
Yeah, they Alexander Art. They still have a couple of the artists around that painted with Bill, and they still do classes. They're fighting pretty much every day to kind of keep Bill alive and relevant, not irrelevant, but
Right.
relevant.
Right. Well, maybe you can help me out with this story then, because the very first painting I did was actually a lesson from a feller who was an Alexander teacher. What was his name? Painting with the Painting with Magic show. What was his name? It's me. It's Brandon T. Is how he opened it. It was his catch line. Brandon Thompson.
Ooh,
You know anything about him?
no.
Okay.
No. I think the Buck Paulson is the only one alive of one of the after Alexander retired. He had some of his students do the show, and then when Bill kind of picked up, or when Bob picked up, Bill came back, and then
Right.
retired again. And,
Right.
but yeah, Buck, he's still teaching the classes, so.
Darker.
See the big old brush I paint with, man?
Yeah, that's a club.
Yeah. Paint a house with this thing.
Hi, Christina. Hi, everybody. Sorry if I missed any comments. I'm almost pleased with how those kind of highlighted. They kind of did what they were supposed to. Darker.
What do you use to clean your brushes?
The best, and I've tried lots of different ones. I've tried the cheap ones from hardware store and everything else. I do use the expensive Gamblin. Here, I got a jug of it right here.
Gamasol.
Yes, Gamsol. Thank you.
Yep.
This stuff, the expensive stuff, it's ridiculously expensive, but in my opinion, it for me it works the best.
Yeah, actually, same. I don't get it in a big old jug like you, but yeah, I get the smaller version.
So expensive. Now I say that, and I've got, like I said, I've got probably 3 different kinds down here right now. Here's your Home Depot, and it works all right, but it says odorless, but it's definitely not odorless. That's why I quit using that one. It's got a, and I like the smell of mineral spirits and all that, but not constantly 24 hours a day.
Right.
But I'm pretty happy.
Gamasol, and then I recycle my paint thinner.
Yeah.
So it's like 3 different tubs. Like today's paint, most of it will go into a different tub, but I don't know. Have you ever done recycling?
Oh, we got into this last time. Now, I don't know if your show here is rated for adults only or not, but I got one of these. I swear it's not mine. I got one of these fellers.
Oh,
And I'll put in there and I'll get all the better stuff off the top and put it in a different bin and let all the sediment settle the bottom and everything else.
Yep.
It's not mine.
Oh my bag, baby. One book.
So
saying
I
that's not
did do
cool.
that for a while. It's a hassle. You definitely have to be in the mood to do it.
Well, I'll tell you the easiest thing that I have done. 3 mason jars. Okay?
Okay.
Pour your old stuff into mason jar 1, and you wait like 3-5 days, depending on the pigments you use, and all that will settle to the bottom. Then you take that and put it into the second jar, and then again you wait 3 to 5 days, and that'll take more sediment out. And then you put it into the third jar, and that third jar, after 3 to 5 days itself, maybe a week, it won't look clear. It's got a yellow tint to it, but yeah, I use the mason jar, and then as you keep going down the line, you'll find that your main mason jar is going to fill up more with all the paint and everything. Once it gets to a certain point, I screw the lid on it and set it aside, and then I just add another jar.
Okay.
And
So you just pour from there then. That's where I would use the syringe just to slurp off the top layer and not upset the pigment, but you just go ahead and pour it anyway.
yeah, because if you let it sit long enough, it will separate regardless.
Okay. All right.
And then when your jar gets so full, you can either I've heard people pull all the paint out and metal it and make like a base color. It's very dark, but you can make your own, reuse it, make your own paint.
Right.
Or, if your city is one of those places that, does like a once or twice a year hazardous waste recycling, you can
Right,
drop
yep.
it off. I've dropped 2 off actually over the years.
Cool. I think I'm going to call mine. I think I'm pretty happy with how everything turned out.
Yeah, me too. For the fact I had no idea what I was going to paint, I think mine turned out pretty well too.
No, I didn't have a clue. I said I texted my mom probably 4 times during the course of the day, telling her different ideas I had and asking what I should do, and none of them were this at all.
Right?
But, yeah. Thank you, everybody, for the kind words. Thank you, thank you.
Yeah. I kind of like mine now that my apartment's getting a little darker as their sun's going down. Yeah, this really gives that purple orange sunset feel that I was looking for. It turned out well.
Yeah, and that purple background was pretty cool.
Yeah.
You did your close-up. I'm going to do a close-up real quick because as I'm looking at it, I don't know if you all can see the stars, but they are there and they look kind of cool. There are stars up in the nether regions of darkness on here. Hi, Miss Lucinda. And then we got the sunset and the bram trees, and I actually highlighted the bushes, and they actually kind of highlighted the way I wanted them to highlight. So I'm pretty happy about that.
Heck yeah. Yeah, I've got highlights in mine. You got to come up on it to see it, but I've got tiny little highlights in some of the background trees. Sometimes if you go too bright, you take away from the sunset,
Right?
So you have to kind of be careful. I think this tree here is probably the brightest one right there because it's kind of the closest. But yeah, shoot, that was fun.
That was. I say, if I had to do this all over again, I might add just a little bit of mist in that very far tree line. That might be kind of cool with a little red mist back there. But overall, I'm pretty dang happy with how this worked.
Yeah. And I do like that style where you just take your fan brush and let it create all those kind of movements.
Yep. Yep. The squigglies. Yep.
In fact, I think it was my last painting or the painting before that. I just let my fan brush run everywhere and have fun.
I watched a video of a guy actually put one in a drill and hold the drill down and just move his arm up and down while it squiggled around. That was kind of cool. Probably a little unnecessary, but it was cool.
You're right. Well, heck, we kind of both also went around. I think we both decided between an hour and a half.
Yeah, we nailed that perfect.
Yeah, we sure did. We both pretty much finished up right at that time. Well, that's good.
Very cool. Yeah. Well, let's do it again sometime.
Yeah, for real. We'll talk to each other. I do have another state in mind, but I want to get a canvas and kind of lay the idea out because there's going to be so much void. I'm going to have to kind of figure out what I want to do to clear it up. You know what I mean?
Gotcha. Yep. Yeah, mine was for a fly fisherman. So in my naked spaces, I made a little fly fisherman out here and a tree on the other side, and it tied it together pretty nice.
Hey, thank you for the finger hearts.
Yeah, thanks for hanging out tonight, everybody. We've had a pretty good crowd all night too.
Yeah, it's good to see people pop in and show support. And yeah. Heck yeah. So I will say I'm kind of getting to the point where I've been painting at least twice a week. I'm not really it's slow season at work, so I think I might step it up to doing kind of the deal where I do like Wednesday, Friday, and a Sunday.
Cool.
Yeah. But I used to paint every day and twice on Saturday, twice on Sunday. That was back when I was chasing the dragon of TikTok.
Gotcha. Thank you, Pixie.
Well, yeah, I think the only thing I'm going to do later to this painting is because everything's too thick, I want to cut maybe a barbed wire line or two, like one or two slipping into the water, one or two here, and then this broken, and then maybe a couple broken pieces here.
Yep.
Just a little extra oompa.
Looking at yours, I can see I like your water, your mermaid splashes. I need to put some more mermaid splashes in here and there. Little white scuffs in the water. Yep.
Yeah.
I need to put some more of those in.
Little sprinkles.
Those look good. Yep. Those look good. Yep. Have a good night, Clarice. Well, thanks for having me on. That was awesome.
Yeah, no problem. Anytime. But yeah, we'll sort it out and we'll go live again and do some states.
Yeah, that'll be cool.
Yeah. All right. Well, on that note, I appreciate everyone popping in and supporting this guy and myself, and thank you for any tips that either one of us had missed, and really appreciate you guys spending time with us on the weekend to paint.
Very much so. Very much so. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Mick.
No problem. All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and sign us off, so until next time.
Yes. Thanks,
Bye.
everybody.